Thanks for tuning in to Hayes High Tribe Broadcasting. I'm Ethan Dague, and next to me is Lieutenant Brening with the Ellis County Sheriff's Department. How are you?
Doing well today. Yourself?
Good. So, what is kind of your history with being a sheriff deputy?
I started with the Ellis County Sheriff's Office in 2003. I started through a internship when I was going to Fort Hays, and then started working part-time for the sheriff's office here as I was going through college. And in 2004, I started full-time when I graduated from Fort Hays, and started up in the jail, and worked as a jailer for a couple of years. And from there, I went and they started a court security in the Ellis County Courthouse in 2006. And I became a deputy at that time, and a deputy for the courthouse. And in 2008, I moved to a road position, and just been basically with the road side of it since.
So, you mentioned something about being part-time. What was kind of your job when you were part-time here at the Sheriff's Department?
When I was part-time with the sheriff's office, I was part-time up in the jail.
Okay.
So I worked part-time up in the jail. I worked mostly nights and afternoons for the jail, basically filling in when people were on vacation or short-staffed.
I see. So, from a high school or college kid standpoint, what would be like some requirements or some tips you would give them when you're looking into the law enforcement side of the career?
So, as far as educational?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of law enforcement anymore. If you have any psychology, sociology background, seems to be mental health part of law enforcement is big. Now we seem to be that first contact for a lot of mental health calls. Is one aspect of our job. Having knowledge in that background is helpful. Having the ability to communicate with individuals is also very important. It seems like a lot of individuals now have a hard time just carrying on that conversation at times. So being able to carry that conversation with individuals is a good task to be able to master.
So, what would you say are some requirements for the Sheriff's Department, like to join?
Okay, so for the Sheriff's Office, the basic requirements that we have for a deputy on the road is you have to have a valid Kansas driver's license, you have to be 21 years of age, and you have to have a high school diploma. We also, if you look at things that will give you an upper hand, having some past experience in law enforcement would be a good benefit for you, or a degree in criminal justice or psychology, sociology, something like that would give you an upper hand.
So, you can become a jailer at 18, is that correct?
So it is not a requirement like it is for law enforcement that you're 21. To be a certified officer, you have to be 21 years of age. To work up in the jail, in our area, the sheriff has required the age of 21.
So what would be like some of the first, before your 21 experiences you'd be able to
do? At times, we have done some ride-alongs and stuff like that with individuals before they're 21. They can come and fill out an application and a release, and they can do ride-alongs with the deputies.
How does the Sheriff's Department kind of differ from the Hayes Police Department or
how the sheriff's office differs from um, some of the other agencies. So the sheriff's office is, we are officers of the court, first off. So we are responsible for like court documents and items like that. So when it comes down to if there are subpoenas that are supposed to be served to people, summonses for court, items like that, that's one of our primary jobs, is to be that officer of the court. Our jurisdiction aspect of it is anywhere in Ellis County. So the cities of Hayes, Ellis, Victoria, and then also the non-incorporated cities. So you have Munger, Catherine, Shinchin, Antonino, Pfeiffer. Those areas are also our responsibility. Ellis County is 900 square miles, so we are responsible for all those 900 square miles. That's basically what our jurisdiction is made up of. So we can do enforcement action within the city of Hayes, just as well as outside the city of Hayes. That would include like I-70 and everything else. A trooper, he also would have that jurisdiction anywhere within the state, though, is how their jurisdiction works. A city Hayes officer has jurisdiction within the city limits of Hayes. Any of our court actions that we take go through the district court. So even though we do law enforcement action within the city of Hayes, that action takes place in district court, not within the municipal court. So if that makes sense, we can't write anything to Hayes Municipal Court. All of our actions have to go through the district court. Right. You know, the area law enforcement, you can go a lot of different ways. I mean, you know, if you're wanting to go into wildlife and parks, you know, I mean, you know, then you're more into animal science part, you know, that they're looking for as far as degrees go. You know, if you're going into, if it's something that you want to go into the FBI or something like that, you know, degree wise, you're going to be looking at going into accounting or something like that. Those are going to be the fields of studies that you're going to be looking for in that area. So it kind of depends upon which type of agency you're looking at going into, what that specific degree set is that you want. You know, if you're looking at going into the FBI or something like that, you know, if you had that MBA, that would set you apart for them, you know.
Yeah. So what does the hiring process kind of look like here in the Ellis County Sheriff Department?
Okay. Hiring process for the sheriff's office, we have a application that you fill out, an online application that you go through. There is a interview process that you go through, a background check that we also perform on you. There's an interview with the sheriff. We have a drug screen that you have to perform and pass that drug screen. There is also at times that we have a psychological test that you have to pass, and that is kind of our application process. At times in the past, they have done a written test that is required for it and a physical agility test.